Hi everyone, Quiveen here from the comfort of my kitchen. In today's video, we are going to be looking forward. So in the previous video, we looked back to varying degrees, or at least talked about things that were dealt with in the past, figuring out the date of Easter and its relation to calendars. But in today's video, we are going to be looking into the future to varying degrees to try and give a preview of some interesting things that are coming up. So we're going to start with this year. We are still moving pretty far into the future. We're moving all the way forward to August. So we're coming up to the 8th month and we're going to morning time on the 21st of August. So in previous videos, you may know that various, subscribers, commenters, viewers, and people do occasionally ask to see things in the sky. So one particular commenter has given a number of recommendations for interesting things that happen in the future. However, I haven't looked ahead to them. This one really is great. So I was told by a commenter that there are some interesting things coming up in the future. I was told the dates and when to look, but the exact details of what's coming up weren't revealed to me. So in a previous video, quite a while back now, in a previous video, we took a look at the Earth from Mercury on a given date. And I didn't know that that would show us the dark side of the moon, but it did. And here we are looking forward to the morning of the 21st of August. And there's the crescent moon sandwiched between Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter. And this is one of the times when Mercury is actually visible from Ireland. So as mentioned in many recent videos, in fact, at the moment, currently, Mercury and Saturn are up with Venus in the morning, or at least they were recently, but it's not quite visible to us here in Ireland. It's more visible in the southern hemisphere. Here, we actually have Mercury. We have Mercury visible in the morning quite comfortably here at 5 o'clock. And, this is our view from the city, still staying visible up there until almost 6. So 3 planets and the moon. And of course, that's just what's visible to the naked eye. Saturn is probably, way over there. So we've got Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn all in the sky together, which is pretty great. Neptune would almost certainly be out there somewhere, and Uranus out there in front of Jupiter as well. Let's just confirm. Okay, there's Uranus. Yeah, so Uranus still up by the Pleiades. Of course, the Pleiades weren't quite visible with the glow of sunrise otherwise. And there's Neptune, almost in conjunction with Saturn. They're really, really close together. The only thing we're missing there is Mars. And I would assume that Mars is probably up in the evening. Let's take a look back. Yeah, there's Mars in the evening. So we've got a lot of planets as well as having that lovely collection of planets visible there in the morning. This is the soonest thing that we're going to look at. For the next one, we're already jumping a whole year into the future. We are going to be going to 2026, and we're going to be going to the 19th of May. Now, I know that I am looking for a conjunction, but a conjunction of what, I'm not so sure. Now, of course, conjunctions almost by definition. Oh, there's an interesting close conjunction. So conjunctions by definition almost always happen along the ecliptic. That's where the moon is going to be to get close to planets. So there we have a nice close conjunction between Venus and the moon there on there we go. Okay. So I think I know what might be happening here. Different things are visible from different locations on Earth. So let's see what happens if we follow the moon here through the 19th. There we go. So not quite visible for us here in Ireland, but there is a very close conjunction of the moon and Venus. So we can see that crescent moon just above Venus there. That would look great at sunset if you were slightly further west, I suppose, slightly further west than we are here in Ireland. So you can see the moon and Venus kind of getting further away there. They get close together, reach their closest, and then slide past each other by the time they come back up for us here in Ireland. Of course, this is during the day. So by the time we get to see them again here in Ireland, the moon's after moving a significant distance. That's a nice indication of how far the moon can move just overnight as well. Still, for us here in Ireland on the 18th, they get very close together. For other locations, they would look closer together on the 19th. Let's have a quick look, just in case I was missing something else that we don't get to see from here in Ireland. We'll check the other side of the sun. No, Mars, Saturn, Mercury, Uranus. Mercury and Uranus are pretty close together, but they wouldn't be visible. Mars and Saturn not that close together at all. So it looks like it is the Moon and Venus there around the 19th. So now we're going to jump a lot further into the future. Of course, I've jumped pretty far into the future before to take a look at, returning comets, for example. We're going all the way through here to 2079. We're looking at the 11th of August here. And I know that this is one involving Mars. So I wonder if it's a conjunction of Mars and Mercury, because they do look... I think that was Mars and Mercury. It might have just been Mercury and another object. But it did look like Mercury was on top of something there in the sky. Indeed, it is Mars, being really close together. So this would be a tough one for us to catch here in Ireland. They're incredibly, incredibly low to the horizon. We can see them actually getting further apart and out of view for us. So this, I believe, is a pretty nice looking conjunction if you're in the right place to see it. So let's get the atmosphere gone here as well, and we'll see how close they actually get. When we get a little bit closer to 2079, oh, there we go. So yeah, when we get a little bit closer to 2079, I will definitely review this and try to figure out exactly where it's visible from and exactly the moment that this occurs. But, fudging the details, we can see Mars over the top of Mercury there. So this really does look amazing. I think this probably looks even better than what the hypothetical ideal where Mars is fully occulted would be. But there's Olympus. Is that Olympus Mons? Or is that one of the other... No, I think that's one of the other big volcanoes on Mars, because I don't see the Tharsis region. But absolutely amazing. That is a really, really nice conjunction. A weird one, a hard one to get, hard one to observe. There's a lot of angles, of course, at play there to make two planets occult like that. Of course, the moon takes up a huge region of our sky. The moon is a big, big part of the sky. So for the moon, it's very easy to block out a planet. The planets are just tiny little dots. But Mercury itself is just a tiny little dot. For Mercury to be able to block out Mercury, or for Mercury to be able to block out Mars, not from our perspective here in Ireland, as you can see, but they really have to line up perfectly. The margin of error is really, really slim. So that is a very interesting conjunction, the conjunction of Mercury and Mars there on the 11th of August, 2079. So, as I said, we will come back to it when we're a little closer to 2079. So I think I have time for maybe one more left, because there is a lot of fiddling around to get these dates right, but we are going to try going forward far further. We're going all the way forward here to the year 2518, the year 2518. I don't know how people are going to say it in the future, but that is how far we're going there. We're coming to January, and we're looking at the end of January, the 25th. So for this, I know that I am looking for Venus. I know that Venus is the one that and again, this is going to be an awesome conjunction with, it looks like, a lot of planets potentially visible from other locations on Earth, but we're getting Saturn, I think, yes, Saturn and Venus there. So I did think it was Saturn. It did look like an S. Again, they're super, super close together, but I've an odd feeling they probably look even better from a different part of the world. So these planetary conjunctions, or these planetary occultations, where two planets actually overlap in the sky, as I was saying for Mercury and Mars, it's just so hard to get the exact right location, the exact right angles for something like this to happen. Now, okay, I want to see what part of the sky we're looking at, because I got rid of the ground, and that, of course, looks pretty amazing. Yes, so this is daytime for us here in Ireland. Yeah, we'd probably have to be maybe not in the southern hemisphere, maybe just much further west and a little further south, because we can see here that Venus is kind of down in front of Saturn's rings. Oh, if they lined up just perfectly, if Venus was just a little bit higher, which I think would mean putting the observer lower on the Earth, further south, then Venus would almost look like it had Saturn's rings. So I'm going to leave it for another video, but with a slight alteration, this could look even better. And it already looks pretty amazing, as we can see here. So again, this is in the year 2518, so we'll certainly review it when we get a little bit closer to it. But there are other very cool features coming up in the far future, hundreds of years into the future, that I was informed of by a commenter. So there will be another video like this in the future. I have a few more of these really, really cool conjunctions that were pointed out to me by a very thoughtful commenter, and thank you. Thank you for pointing these out for me. I'm sure everyone else watching this video also appreciated the chance to see these interesting things. Yeah, there's Jupiter. Mercury's right down there. This is going to look great. I will go over the other cool conjunctions in the future, and I might fiddle around with this one in the future as well, because I may not still be making these videos in the year 2518. Maybe I will. Hopefully, we'll see. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked looking ahead to these things. I'm glad that they were a surprise for me as well, especially this one. This one's really cool, and there will be more in the future. So make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos like this. You can also read some of this information on my website, queebeanscontent.ie. And most importantly, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you back here next time.